Hi everyone, it's Evelyn with Evelyn's Crafty Chalk. Hey, I hope you're having an awesome day. So I'm still in Puerto Rico, still crafting. I have another month here. And here in Puerto Rico, there are chickens and roosters everywhere. And at 4 in the morning, boy, do they ever make a ruckus, especially behind my house. So I thought I'd make a project that reminds me of them, but maybe not quite as noisy. So let me know what you think. Let's do this. Okay, so let's get this going here. I'm going to start with this square board. I put some painter's tape all around the corners to give it an edge, and then painted it with some apple barrel acrylic paint. Now that I have that, I take my four farmhouse patterns transfer from Chocolatour, and I'm going to use the one that has the chicken wire on it. I take some wax and I spread it all over the board, and then I buff it out. And I take my transfer after fuzzing it, and I place it on the board, and I'm going to take some Storm Shakeology paste and spread it all over that transfer. So I spread it, pick up the excess, and then I'm going to peel back to reveal this absolutely adorable chicken wire design. I'm going to dry that, and then this is a repeatable pattern, so I'm going to line it up and work my way around the board, filling in that chicken wire all over the board. So once I'm done, I'm going to have the entire board filled with this chicken wire and this gray in this gray color, again, that's called Storm. Once I'm done, I go ahead and dry it. So I'm using my my drying tool, and then I'm going to remove it from my work area and just set it aside, because now I'm going to work with my transfer chicken coop, which has 4 chickens, 2 roosters, and 2 hens. And I'm going to take one of those sets and I'm going to fuzz it really well. And then I'm going to take my chockable shape, and I'm going to line up that transfer right on it. Now, it's pretty easy to line up since the transfers are pretty clear. And then I'm going to take some Dune and I'm going to spread that all over the rooster first. Once I've done doing that, I'm going to pull that transfer off, and then I'm going to dry it well. Okay, so now I'm going to just use different colors just to fill it in. Now, I'm using a pen that already has water in it, a little paintbrush that has water in it. So all I do is squeeze the pen and water comes out, and I can do some watercoloring that way. But if you have a regular brush, that will work as well. Just dip it in water or put the paste in a little tray and dip your brush in, and that will work just fine. So then I take some, I did use some cherry red and some blues. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of watercoloring with the saffron here. So I did the beak in saffron. And again, you can use whatever colors you like, so you can make your rooster and your chicken in whatever combination of colors you have, or whatever just strikes your fancy. So I just kind of work my way around, just kind of adding a little bit more color here and there. And I also mix some colors. So I took the blue and I added some black to give it a darker, more richer, darker blue. And I do that for the feathers in his tail. So again, I just kind of follow the lines that I've laid down with the Dune when I put the transfer down, and I make sure that I follow within those lines. But guess what? If you go outside the lines, it's no big deal, because a chockable shape is a reusable surface. So if I go outside the lines, I just wipe it down with a little rag. Or if I just don't like the colors I use, I can just put it in the sink and wash it off and start all over. So I can have chickens of all colors if that's what I want to do. Now I'm going to use some orange peel and some Dune, and just kind of do a little bit of its head and also part of its body. Just again mixing up my colors to give it the tones that I want this rooster to look like. Once I've done and filling in all the colors, I kind of just check it out a little bit, make sure I kind of like that combination of colors. And I add a little more red because I wanted the body or a little more separation between the chest and the tail. So I did a little bit of red in there. I dry it really well. And now I'm going to take that transfer again and place it over that rooster. I'm going to line it up really well, run my fingers through it. Remember, that was really, really dry before I did this. Then I'm going to take my black velvet paste and spread it all over. And look at that. Isn't that adorable? Now I'm going to do the very same thing with the hen. I'm just going to lay it down. I'm going to go ahead and put the Dune on so that I have those guidelines of where I'm going to watercolor. And I'm going to pick up that transfer And again, these transfers are reusable 10 to 12 times. So you can do many projects with these chickens with the chuckable shapes, or just on boards themselves, or you can place them on glass, or pretty much any surface. So this is quite versatile. Now with the chicken, I decided to go a little different. I went ahead and used some orange peel and mixed, just kind of gave it a little color here and there with that, and then a little color of dune here and there as well, just to give it that sense of different colored feathers with different tones. I dry it, and once again, I'm going to go ahead and put that transfer back on it. It kept sticking to my table, so I went ahead and turned my back sheet around so that I could have a space where the transfer wasn't going to stick to the table. And so I went ahead and did that, and then I put the black on it like I did earlier with the rooster, and look at that. The hen turned out absolutely adorable as well. Okay, so I have those guys ready. Now I'm going to take a transfer that was a club transfer some months ago, and it says Farm Fresh at the top, and that's all I'm going to use of this transfer. I like the fact that you can use different transfers to create different projects. So this one, I'm using 3 different sets of transfers to create this one. And so I go ahead and just kind of clean up a little bit of extra paste that I had there, and look at that. Isn't that adorable?